prizes and absolutely no points. The players have not been given a script, and only some of them have a partial education in Texas history, especially those that went to Texas schools.
I still do. What are you talking about?
I still don't know what you're talking about. Alamo what? Please enjoy the show. We have a few more minutes. Make yourself comfortable. Come on in, come on in. This is the history of Texas in 45 minutes. At the end of our presentation, we will ask the audience to vote for their favorite improv player, who will win the fabulous prize of my eternal gratitude.
Yeehaw!
Wait. Do you really want it for eternity, though?
I mean, I love gym now.
But it's gym. It's eternity. I feel like the charm might get old.
It's gratitude. It's gratitude. And gratitude is the best thing. Out of stock.
Come on up. We haven't started yet.
Some people just have commitment issues.
For the history of Texas. Everyone who sits in the first 27 rows gets a free car. No, you don't get a free car. You don't get a free car.
Hello.
But be sure to stick around for a free cow patty giveaway straight to you from Amarillo.
Amarillo.
Oh, Amarillo.
Amarillo.
Before we get started, did the audience know that there are actually multiple forms of the Texas accent? The Texas accent is colloquial. It comes from what section of Texas you're from. People in North Texas talk like they're from LA. Because they are. They live in Dallas.
Damn! Burn!
In East Texas, which is the oldest section of Texas, in the East Texas area, which includes Houston, people always seem to think that Houston is part of coastal Texas, but it is not. It is part of East Texas and all the Texas colonies. Everybody out there talks like this. They're just almost from Louisiana. And then our southern Texas brothers down in Corpus Christi and the Gulf of Mexico area, they're a little bit more Latino with their accent. So there's a little bit of a curl in their y'all. It is, hey, y'all, sexy. They would be sexy, except the average human weight in Corpus Christi is about 450 pounds. They make a lot of fried shrimp. Moving on, West Texas is very twangy because they're out in the desert where the air is very dry and contorts the tongue and the nasal cavity, producing this sound which results in Lubbock, Texas, and Amarillo.
I'm Ross Perot.
Exactly.
I know the truth of your life.
Very true.
Okay.
Alright, we're serious.
And then the only thing remaining, and then the only portion of Texas that I haven't spoken about is, of course, Central Texas, where our grand capital of Austin is located. And everyone in Austin, which has a very large hipster community, talks like this.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Hey.
My name is Greg. Who wants to go to Starbucks?
Saying that basically Austinites have no accent that we can discern whatsoever. Once again, they're probably all from LA too.
Hey
so,
man, circle of life man.
get a job. Excellent. Before we get started into our, I will not have time.
Texas is just a
I will
construct.
not have time. Texas is a construct.
Hey!
If anyone has any questions about the actual history of Texas, once I get started, I will not have time to take a breath, stop, or answer questions. We have to get through 400 years in 45 minutes.
I said 45 minutes. You said 100.
They're giving me more minutes.
She's a time traveler.
So, does anyone have any questions about the history of Texas before we begin? Because I might miss your interest item. Anyone? Anyone? No? All right.
No.
Really?
Oh, got a question!
This lovely gentleman in the aviator hat.
Is it true that Texas has the power to split up into different states, whatever it wants?
That is correct.
Annex from.
That is correct. When the Great Republic of Texas ceased to be an independent country and joined the Union shortly before the American Civil War, part of that treaty was a condition that if it wished, Texas could split into 5 states, gaining 5 times the representation in Congress. However, Texas decided it would rather remain one state to enjoy its large population, huge economic base, and natural resources in one economy. That is a great question. Now, in correlation to that, people also ask me, is it true that Texas can split away from the United States whenever it wishes because it used to be its own country? That is a falsehood. It is a very popular falsehood that gets spouted in halftime during Longhorn games. But it is absolutely not true. We may not split away from the country. No one gets to do that. We fought a little war over that. So, where are we at on time? Are we closer? Does any of us have a watch?
Oh, there we go. There's our wonderful.
And it's the commander!
Hello, sir.
Yes,
More Texas flags. And if you've ever been to Texas, you'll know you could never have too many Texas flags.
Okay, give me your chapeau.
Chapeau. Is it gorgeous?
It's Texas size.
All right.
So wait, but where are we starting? Dawn of time, right?
No, not Dawn. No.
Big Bang Purr.
Big Bang Purr.
We had a meeting about this. We're not doing dinosaurs.
What? Dinosaurs!
You're no nice.
My
You've heard the history of Texas.
my
There are
agony knows
dinosaurs
what
in
it meant.
Texas.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Have we got them in order?
I just want to be able to do this with my arms.
Sure. Texas is one of the few states to have flown under 6 flags in its history. And yes, that is why the theme park is called Six Flags. All right. Players, first positions, please.
Oh, wait, no.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, right, we're together.
We're together.
And I'll
Oh,
be
I
right
dropped
here.
Godzilla.
Hold on. We have a crisis.
All right.
Okay, we got it. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Got it.
Excellent. Are we in position?
I mean, I guess.
Sir, yeah.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir, yes, sir.
It looks like we have an audience.
Oh, come
Are we
in.
at 2 o'clock?
Yes, we're
Yeah,
good.
we're there.
Are we
We're there.
late?
We
Oh,
are.
wait,
Would you
Well, then it's Texas.
Texas.
Moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment, pleasure, and your education, the history of Texas, 400 years and 45 minutes, brought to you by the Texas Improv Players.
Yeehaw!
First positions. 1519. Conquistadors, searching for the city of gold, accidentally stumble into Texas and find that it is full of hostile natives who quickly put the sword to them, killing almost all of them. Those who escape, though, report home to Spain of a luscious land full of flowing rivers, beautiful beasts, bountiful harvests, and ample resources. The Spanish crown is intrigued and sends additional expeditions to search the area, especially to compete with their dreaded adversary, the French. Soon after, the very first colony in Texas is established at the city of El Paso, which is there to this day. The settlement is made up of refugees from New Mexico and Native Americans. The Spaniards and the Native Americans live in harmony for several decades, learning to cultivate European crops in the Texas climate. The Native Americans teach the Spaniards how to tame and domesticate the pesky longhorn, giving birth to the famous Texas cattle trade. Y'all are some impressive cows.
Ho ho!
Soon after, the French land and established their own colony in eastern Texas. This is a serious threat to Spanish domination of the area. But fortunately, in 2 years, all of the Frenchmen are wiped out by the Native American population. The French never again attempt to settle Texas because they claim of the poor weather and they do not like the taste of the water. We'll get back to that. But after the French incursion, the Spanish decide to step up their game. They entice colonists and, most importantly, are successful in entreating the Catholic Church to establish a series of missions in Texas. And they build many missions, including the Alamo!
That's all.
Okay, put it back. It won't be important again for 100 years. The missions provide the settlement basis for the great state of Texas. Colonists flock in from Spain, but mainly it is a military and religious center, where the Catholic Church unsuccessfully attempts to convert the natives to Catholicism. The natives no like me. First positions. forward 110 years. Come on.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? No, we're not there yet. Keep going, keep going. God damn it.
60
It's so
years,
bad.
70 years. All right, whoa. You went 115 years. Back up.
All right, back.
All right, you're
All right.
next. In 110 years from our last date, in 1821, Mexico wins its independence from Spain. Arriba! And because of the new nation of Mexico, Texas will be included. Texas will be part of Mexico. Arriba! Not so much. The Texas colonists are not too fond of being part of Mexico. They're a little concerned about the centralized government being so far away in Mexico City. The Texans are afraid that they will be seen as an outward colony and backwards and be forgotten by the central Mexican government. But the government assures them, led by Santa Anna, who will be played by Godzilla, that their rights will be protected. The traditional liberties that they enjoyed in the United States and Europe will be upheld. The Texans take Santa Anna at his word. And American colonization of the area increases, led by such luminaries as Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Wait,
no, I'm sorry. Stephen A. Austin. Not the wrestler, the famous politician, impresario. Texas. Who can refuse that? First wave American settlers are at first struck by the beauty of Texas and the ample land available, but then complain of foul-tasting water and enormous mosquitoes. Really enormous mosquitoes. That's about right. Soon as American influence expands in the area, and most of the American settlers being Southern, bringing their slaves with them. Let's just not play that one out. The Mexican government, which has already freed their slaves, arriba, fears that American influence may taint the territory and seeks to crack down on the rebellious Texans. The first liberty Santa Anna seeks to take away from the Texans is their ability to keep and bear arms. I'm sure we can all guess how well that went over in Texas. You don't have your guns. The evil Santa Anna seizes the entire government of Mexico, dissolving the parliament and declaring himself dictator of Mexico for life. His first move to bring under the unruly Texans is to send an army north because he realizes that the Texans own two cannons, known as the Twin Sisters of Texas.
I want the Twin Sisters under my clutches.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed. And so he sends his army to the small village of Gonzales where the cannons are kept. The rebellious Texans refuse to give up and board themselves in the city, hanging a flag with a cannon upon it that says, "Come and take it!"
What? This is inconceivable.
Which the Mexicans then do at great loss to the Texas army.
You're coming with me.
Oh no! No!
But the story of Gonzales rallies the Texas people, and soon rebellion is in full ferment. There is a meeting in Washington, Texas. Washington on the Bravos, it is called. And the first Texas Constitution and Declaration of Independence is signed and sent across the wires to all the newspapers in the world, declaring that Texas is its own country.
This will not stand.
Very much so. Santa Anna says he will not stand for an independence movement in his most rich province, and he sends an even larger army to crush the evil Texans.
I need my largest army.
And an army.
Is it like this?
I lost one of my armies, but I've got the bigger one.
It's
This
size.
one. This is my primary arm.
This was a volunteer effort. This great army is met by small bands of Texans who, trying to organize their mishmashed army, can do little to stop the organized forces of Mexico. Several small skirmishes and sieges are fought, but finally Santa Anna is held up at a small mission outside of San Antonio, known as, together with me,
Alamo!
Alamo, outnumbered over 20-1, hold out for weeks within its mission walls, keeping the Mexican army bogged down in San Antonio, while brave General Sam Houston has the opportunity to rally a real army miles away, hoping to relieve them. But unfortunately, help will not come. Santa Anna cruelly storms the Alamo, killing all inside, save one woman, one child, and one slave. All other occupants of the compound are mercilessly slaughtered to the last man and buried in a mass grave, becoming the first true martyrs and heroes of Texas, such as Colonel Travis, and Davy Crockett, and Bowie. No! Jim Bowie, the guy who invented the knife, not that Bowie.
My bad.
Although that would have been fabulous.
My bad. Okay.
The Alamo story believes to be a crushing blow in Santa Anna's mind. He believes he has stunned the Texas morale and will send the rebellious Texans packing. He is incredibly wrong. Instead, the Alamo rallies the Texans. And remember, the Alamo is born and sung across the plains of Texas, rallying troops to General Houston, who pursues Santa Anna and finds him at a battlefield known as San Jacinto, where for some reason the entire Mexican army has decided to take a siesta. I did not make that up. The Texans are presented with a choice. They may either wait for their adversary to arise and face them nobly on the field of battle, or they can just go get them.
Which is the Texas way.
What do y'all think?
Remember the Alamo.
They go get them. The Mexican army of several thousand men is entirely routed and crushed in one battle. Truly the only victory the Texans won in the entire war, but it's important because it was the last one. They capture General Santa Anna, sneaking out of his own camp, disguised in another man's clothes as a private.
Oh no.
Oh no.